this is a lifestyle when you want to repat somewhere. It's something that you do for the rest of your life. It's not like, oh, this is a phase of my life.
It's a trend.
It's not a trend. Mm-hmm. This is for real. Mm-hmm. And Africa is not a game. This is nothing to fuck with. Africa is for somebody who really wants to deal with it long term. Mm-hmm. And it's one country at a time. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Shay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Repat Podcast. And what the Repat Podcast aims to do, I think we're the only one that does this in the world, is tips on, your repatriation to Africa, your strategy when you get here, any place that you want to go. I'm more familiar with East Africa, but if you're going to Ghana, Gambia, those places. So we try to give those tips for success and how to integrate back into everyday life. But I'm also joined with my lovely co-host.
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Janita. I think they've seen me here, if you know what I mean.
Many times.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about, there's a particular question people always talk about. There's a brother, I think his name is Zaylock23. He's a brother that's from the States, but he lives in Ghana now. People often want to know, not just African Americans coming to Africa or Caribbeans, but also Ugandans who have been in
the diaspora.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They've been there for 20 years, 25 years. Mm-hmm. And now inflation is different. The city is not recognizable. And so the question is, how much money do I need to come and relive in Africa? Mm-hmm. Do you hear that a lot from people that you know that are in the diaspora?
Yeah, people ask me all the time. Even I have a few clients. I think that's the first question, for my consulting company. That's the first question. How much money does one need to make it in Africa? But I think the person coming to Africa, to whichever African country they decide to pick, has to be more specific about the question they're asking. Because you can't say how much money do I need. You have to maybe ask how much money do I need weekly, or how much money do I need monthly, or how much money do I need for the quarter of the year, so that you can maybe narrow it down. Because when you say how much money do you need, it's so general and so broad, and a lot can happen in a year, So it's always better to no, okay, maybe I need to have this amount of money per month for me to survive in Uganda.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I want to mention Brother Zaylock23. Yeah. And he said it's not so much how much you have saved up, but rather how much money do you have coming in. And I think that's a really good strategy, because I know a lot of people, and I hate to say this, but shout out to all my African Americans that go to Ghana and then go to Gambia, and many of y'all end up coming back because you have not figured out what is sustainable. And I think that Africa is much more expensive than what you think it is.
Right.
I think when people think true. They've never left the United States.
Yeah.
If you go buy stuff locally, then it's cheaper, But then let's say, for example, what if you need something like a LG TV?
Yeah.
Or now you're paying double the price, because that's now an import.
Mm-hmm. And taxes and whatnot.
Taxes, yes. Registering a business here. Mm-hmm. So it's not about, savings is also good to have, but also it's about, and I always tell people again, Africa is about momentum. It's about how many moving parts do you have before you actually move here.
Yeah.
Have you ever visited? That's another thing. Do you like it? Is Africa for you? Some of y'all might not like, the way things are. The malaria might be a thing, might be a problem. But what have you heard about that as far as Ugandans that live in the diaspora?
Yeah.
What's their biggest issue?
The biggest issue coming back is, like you said, can we break it down? Let's break it down for maybe ladies and then for the gentlemen.
Okay.
So for women, you can get some things cheaply. For example, the ladies who braid, it's way cheaper to braid hair this side.
Right.
For example, in the States, it's $700 to braid hair, $500. And then here it's just the most it will be is $30.
Okay.
You know, so for ladies, some things are cheap, like maintenance, where you can get your clothes from.
Right.
You know, if you don't mind thrifting or secondhand, you can get it cheaply. Hair, again, you can get it cheaply. If you want to have your makeup done by a professional, it can be cheaply. So for the ladies on the maintenance part, it can be a bit cheap. You know, but for the men, that's where it gets tricky. But men don't need a lot of maintaining. You know, it's just like they have one shot for a year. What? And then they move on from that. Yeah, but the major problem that they face, I think, is coming. So you know, when you come with your savings are like your emergency fund. You know, you will use your savings and they'll run out because guess what? Money. If you keep using your money without putting it back, it's just money that's used is just used. It's used and gone. Right. So your savings are just like your emergency fund. You know, it's going to be, you're going to have your savings for certain months, you know. Right. And then they come with their savings and then they use all their savings up and then they're just stuck. Right. You know, because like you say, they didn't think of things that can have them generating, you know what you say, cash flow. Right. You know, you need, if they have something that will keep making them money monthly, right, and that would be good. Right. So also, most people relocate thinking, oh, I'm going to go and, you know, change the world and whatnot. But you can actually change the world with your job in the States. If you can work remotely, no one is going to stone you for working on your laptop and whatnot. You can come and work remotely and then keep having the cash flow coming in. So I think the biggest problem that they face is they come with their savings and then they use their savings up and they're stuck and they end up going back. Right. Yeah.
And so many people, you know, like, I'll just figure it out when I get there. And then that's when you get to the YouTube begging. Yeah. Brother, can you send me something on Cash App? Let me sell you a tour. Yeah. And I'm not trying to make fun of people like that, but it's a lot of Negroes that do that. They end up begging. They end up, you know, and it looks bad. Yeah. But I think the thing about it is you need to understand there are certain elements, especially if you are. I'm not going to get into lifestyle because everybody wants to live a certain lifestyle. Some people can live a minimum lifestyle, but you can still run out of money with the savings. You can live an exclusive lifestyle, which you'll definitely run out of money faster. So if you're living a minimal lifestyle, the bleeding is just slower. Yeah. But the thing is that, number one, if you're going to come to Africa, any country in Africa, you're going to come as an entrepreneur. Have you ever been an entrepreneur before? So let's just leave money out of it. Is this something that you had success in America? If it's no, then before you come to the continent of Africa, maybe you take some courses on entrepreneurship, maybe the basics, how to balance a budget and things like that before you even decide you're going to move. Do that for yourself. Okay. And the next thing is, what available resources do you have when you come to any African country? If you're going to Tanzania, if you're going to Burkina Faso, a lot of folks like English-speaking countries like I do. But what are your resources there? And I'm not talking about resources like, banks and things like that. Every business that you're going to start requires some sort of skilled labor and talent. So do you know somebody that has an insight into an industry that you don't know? Yeah. Because when you come to Africa, you need talent. You need skilled labor, right? How many people know an industry that you know, or they know it as good as you do, that you can partner with? How much knowledge of an industry do you know in America that correlates to what's going on here? Because you don't want to come here and then have to become like a YouTube tour operator, because everybody's doing that. Yeah. But can you come here and do you know something in the hospitality sector? Are you somebody big in the restaurant sector? Are you big in nonprofits and NGOs? You know, do you have that? Like there's one lady I saw, she was from South Africa. She had her own, she was from New York, but moved to South Africa, but she had built up a business in the States where she managed talent in New York from Johannesburg. Yeah. So things like that. It don't have to even be African based, but if you have some kind of business built in America that generates you income, then you can do that. But those things have to be already addressed before coming here. Yeah. You know? Yeah. You have to have those things addressed. And like for me, what did I do? You guys don't have to hear me say this. A lot of leaving and coming back. Yeah. Leaving and coming back. Leaving and coming back. I built my team. I see what we need. I can analyze the business from the outside looking in. So, okay, our people are still there. and then I'm sending the resources there as I'm earning in the States. So two things are happening at one time.
Yeah.
Such that when I come back, things are more developed than the last time versus, okay, like I'm out of money now, so the whole project stops.
Yeah.
Let me go back to Los Angeles, work for a year, save $20,000, come back.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going. Let me go back again.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, right? You need to have a situation where you're into an industry that can make you money in Africa or international, however you want to do it. It takes time to build it up also.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
True. But I beg to disagree with you on the point about entrepreneurship. I think, and I know that not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. You know, like you can't, it's not by force to come to Africa and be an entrepreneur. Sometimes you can come with a skill that you acquired in the States, because whether you like it or not, let's be serious, the universities there are different from the universities here, you know. What you're taught there is different from what you're taught here. The skills you gain the other end is different from some of the skills we gain here in Uganda. So I think if you get some of your skills and you're an expert in a certain area, then you can come to Uganda and then use your skill or use your expertise to do something with that. Because there are also big companies in the country, the big 4 and the big 7 countries, you know, they have branches all over and whatnot. So maybe you can work for them. I know it's made known to work, but you know, work is work. So maybe you can work for them and then retain a job in Africa while you try to pursue your whole relocation or repatriation back to, you know, to your homeland. That's what I think. And then I missed out on some of the problems they face when they come back. The other thing is price discrimination, money related, right? Yeah. Because once some natives hear your accent, the price goes up. The price goes up the moment you talk. Because the times I tell you, let me handle this, because I don't want them to hear your accent, because I know they may overcharge you and whatnot. Obviously, you can refuse and say and bargain, but half the time you're going to be overcharged, even if you look black. Price discrimination is real. People discriminate even against the rich, like. Someone will see, what car is he driving? Okay, I'm going to charge this person this amount and then charge the other person a different amount. Unfortunately, that does happen, and you just have to deal with it and maybe find ways around learning a few words to bargain from. Because we have the editor, Setati. Sorry. Editor, when he first came, he didn't know how to use the shilling. So he could only use the supermarket, because then the price is already put out. You understand?
Right.
Then going to a local shop, because then they would overcharge him because they would hear his accent.
Right.
It's a Kenyan accent and whatnot. So unfortunately, that's a problem you're going to face. And then another thing, I think this is more of a mistake that they do when they come, is you want to start living like the big boys. You know, there's a whole trend going on. You want to chill with the big boys, and then you're out every night. You're buying the 15M bottle in the bar. You're buying Azul and whatnot. You know, you're buying liquor to just pour it on the floor and just spray it around and whatnot. But like, such a lifestyle is also hard to maintain, because come on, how many times are you going to keep living extravagantly like that and then expect your savings, you know, to hold, to keep providing that certain lifestyle for you? You know? Yeah.
No, all of those things are good. You know, you can have a skill. Most people are not going to be entrepreneurs, but I would say the majority of people who want to come back to Africa, let's say, for example, if you're in the, 30 to 55 range, something like that, you're not retired. The biggest rush about Africa is the ability to write my own ticket here. You know, like a lot of people think that like it's like the new gold rush. So obviously you don't have to be an entrepreneur. If you can get employment with an international employer, all the best. I don't really hear about a lot of people coming to work that works for like Deloitte or accounting firms. But so most people, when you come here, you're kind of just on your own. And so that's where you need to really look at how many friends do you have in the industry, in the business. Like Tatati, I met him when I was with Woody Maya in 2018. I met Kwesi through Shalom. So I met these people over a specific time frame. Then, it's a long-term process. And the thing that you need to be is, this is a lifestyle when you want to repat somewhere. It's something that you do for the rest of your life. It's not like, this is a phase of my life.
It's a trend.
It's not a trend. This is for real. And Africa is not a game. This is nothing to with.
Yeah.
You know? So once you have that mindset that you're in it for the long haul, you know, it's just like anything. You get better with it over time.
True.
But you have to be willing to say, all right, for the next 20 years of my life, I'm going to be trying to stick with this country.
Yeah.
The next 10 years of my life, I'm going to be sticking. Like, I'm not going to be like, you know, South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, and Sierra Leone, like touring the whole country. You have to keep dedicating yourself to one spot. Like if you're in Ghana, that's where you need to be. You're in Uganda, that's where you need to be. Because you need to build your relationships, you need to build your friendships and build your business stuff and show you that you're worthy of doing things in one area. So, but it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's kind of pretty much what I'll say. So I think it's not necessarily a certain amount. I would say, people get mad at me, if you can have in your savings over $50,000, that's going somewhere. All right? And the ability to have a cash flow of any business or earnings, $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
That's your amount. That's
for me.
Okay.
I would say anything below that, you're really cutting it close. Because you're gonna want to do some nice things. You want to be able to go to nice restaurants. If you can do $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and if you have $50,000 saved up, you're in a safe space. And you should be able to have that before you come, or working on that before you come. True. So maybe you've already come and you've already met people and you've already worked on certain sectors and investments of building it up. So by the time you do come, that is already off the ground. Like for me, I came to Uganda in 2017. Yeah. Ghana started to December 2018. It is now 22. So I worked on this business and for my studio for 38 months. Every day for 38 months. That it took me that long to get it to where it is now. So that I wasn't here the entire time. I was leaving, coming back. So you need that long-term plan and, you know, and things like that. Yeah. If you're not willing to put that plan together, then I don't think Africa's for you. Yeah. Africa is for somebody who really wants to deal with it long-term. And it's one country at a time. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I think the amount that I would give out, it's an estimate. This is not exact, but I think for a month, you would need maybe $500. And is that cheap? That's cheap. That's cheap.
Hey, y'all. Y'all better hit her on Instagram.
I'm saying for foreigners.
$500.
Because you have to think, let's be realistic. You have to think of your housing. You're paying rent, right? You know, you're eating, right? You're paying for your internet, right? You're paying for your transportation to move back and forth, right? You're paying to move and see and tour and all that. Maybe that's too much or that's too little, but I think, anyway, you know what? Just talk to me and consult with me and we'll break down the numbers and give you the exact number. But I think...
Y'all gonna be broke.
No, but I think approximately you need $500 a month. I feel like that's even little, but I've given you an estimate.
The minimum.
That's just to me.
Can I say something?
What?
If you make $5 a month, do not call me when you get here. I don't want to hear you talking about how you stuck when you're doing a bad time, brother. Yeah. You need this, brother. Listen, it's not going to work out.
The 500 is the amount of money you need to survive, not the amount of money you should be making. There's a difference.
Brother.
There's a difference. This is just my opinion, guys. And again, you have to sit down and look at your lifestyle.
$2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Is where you want to try to be.
But
yeah, and you want to be able to consistently hit that anywhere in the world. So if you can do that or find out how to do that, set the systems in place. What systems in place do you do? 3? If you can do 5, you're living large. If you do 10, you're Michael Jackson.
But
without the cases.
Yeah. But this is just an estimate. You have to think of rent. I don't think you think of rent. Did you think of rent? Did you account for rent? Like you put everything there. Rent.
Well, okay, my rent. Now, I think that most guys could probably make it between $300 to $500 a month, U.S. standards. My rent is like $1,000 when I'm here or more. Right. I have a furnished apartment, but rent is going to be, at least $500. Yeah, you're gonna need that $3,000, dog. I would say.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do any less than that, it's gonna be real tough here.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to save some money also.
True.
What if you want to do some you have to remember you're in the working years of your life. If you're less than 65, it's still in the working years. So you need money to invest into whatever it is. Pensions, stocks, crypto, real estate.
Yeah.
So you want to be in a place such that you can be earning. Africa is a great place that you can earn. Uganda is a place that you can earn, but if you know what you're doing, you know what I mean? So you need to be where you can also be here and benefit from being here, whether it's in American dollars or whatever you want to do. But it's your life. If you want to have $500, she'll date you.
No, but again, we do have a video on O'Shea's cost of living in Uganda. So maybe if you can check that out so that you can kind of see where the numbers go and make a decision from that, then that would be a very good idea.
Well, guys, that's my time. That $5 got me tired. So just check us out. teamkinganda@gmail.com. Kinganda Nation.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and get back to us in the comment section. We love to interact with you. Tell us what you think. Also follow me on my YouTube channel, Janita Maya, and Instagram, Janita Maya. See you guys next time.
Peace.